reunited and it feels so good. That's right. The NeuroNerds are back together.
Yes, we are.
Boom. Intro done. Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
the NeuroNerds. Yes, that was on time.
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about that.
NeuroNerds.
This is my voicemail.
Birthday, Mr. President. NeuroNerd Lauren Manzano.
That was my awkward birthday call.
So there's no better way to start a NeuroNerd episode with the actual both of the NeuroNerds, not just one, than with me singing happy birthday to you. So for everybody out there who doesn't know me, my friends do because I'm an idiot. Everybody's birthday, I'll sing happy birthday as Marilyn Manzo. And I did that for Lauren. And apparently it came out really, really creepy.
It kind of was. If you just heard that, if Fel keeps that in the show. Let's vote. Is that creepy? I mean, I love it. I appreciate it. Thank you. It was like really awesome. Like, yay, Lauren's birthday. But at the same time, I was like, wow, I can't listen to this more than once.
So like next year, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to sing it as Katharine Hepburn, right?
Oh, God.
And then the year after that, and for every year on forward after that, it's going to be a combination of Marilyn Manzo and Katharine Hepburn.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing. I see. That's because you're my people.
So when are you going to sing it in Spanish?
When
son las Miami.
Yeah.
Keep going.
No. Okay, so I'm going to take Spanish a little bit more serious. Not that I haven't, but it's just really, really hard. So just getting back to like my normal day-to-days, because we all suffer from brain injuries. That's hard enough, and then like acquiring a new skill like language has been so difficult. It's been a problem. So even going through occupational therapy, one of the things I'm supposed to do is learn Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing Duolingo. It's this app on your phone. It's been really, really good. And I just hit a wall. Like I was like 2 weeks in, and then no matter what, I just couldn't get past that, and I was stuck on the exact same thing for like a couple of weeks, and then I was just like, you know what, screw it, I'm done, because I was super frustrated. But I'm gonna take it. I'm working into my day-to-days. So
okay.
I have my rhythm. I wake up in the morning, I walk my dog, I come home, I make a shake, and then after that, I'm gonna do 10 minutes of Spanish. That's it, just 10 minutes a day. I meditate every day, so why not just try Spanish 10 minutes a day?
Well, I had already revealed Joe's souvenir from my trip from Spain, and it's perfect because it's going to totally encourage him to get his act together for Spanish, because it is a Darth Vader comic in Spanish.
Oh,
why are you so surprised? I already showed you.
Yeah, I know. It's the reality. My occupational therapist is going to be like super, super psyched. I think she's going to be super psyched.
I hope so.
Because, well,
I almost got you like a kid's book, like a kid's Spanish Star Wars book,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't actually find one in Star Wars. But because I was like, oh, that'll be even cuter if it's like baby chibi style Star Wars.
I don't know what chibi means.
Chibi is an anime style, drawing style.
Oh, Lauren, I miss your
Super
nerdom.
cute. Oh, it's super cute. One of my best friends growing up, she could completely draw that style. I can't draw to save my life. So
I can draw stick people.
My stick figures are crooked. That's how bad I write. I don't draw.
You could just pretend that you're drawing the Crooked Man.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I bought my brother and Joe the same. It's Darth Vader comic, and it's I think it's the first issue in this comic, and it's all in Spanish. So it's a challenge. It was to inspire my brother to keep working on his Spanish.
Does your brother not speak Spanish?
He does, but not well. He speaks enough to get by for work and stuff like that. But like, there's something else when you're trying to read something you enjoy in English in another language. And it's pretty cool because then you get a new awareness.
I don't even enjoy reading in English.
Well, that's because you got like a brain injury.
I wish I could say that's what it was. It's not. It was just.
I'm helping you out here, dude.
It's just laziness. At a very young age, I was like, well, why am I going to bother reading the book when they made a movie? You know what I mean?
No, because I'm the opposite. I love to read. I don't understand how this partnership, like I read every day.
Do you want to know? You want to know the partnership? We fill in each other's blanks
because we have. Oh,
you know what I mean?
Because we have brain injuries. That's why.
Where I am weak, you are strong. where you are super nerdy.
When you fall, I'll pick you up.
You are super nerdy. I can't even compete with that.
I mean, I was reading this morning. Granted, it was a fanfic, but it was still reading. I read every day. It's a combination of stuff, self-help and nonfiction and all the fiction and all the fan fiction.
You read self-help stuff?
Yeah.
I've never really read anything self-help.
You should.
I absolutely should, because I need to help myself.
There is a book, guys, that I love. You might have heard of it. It's called You Are a Badass. Anytime there's self-help where people are coming for you to drag you and cuss you out in the book is amazing.
Oh my God. You are a badass. That's my mantra.
So, but to make it better, since you're not a fan of reading, she does have the audiobook on YouTube.
So audiobooks, that's gonna be a thing for me. Like
maybe I don't like audiobooks, but
I think it's gonna help me because I drift. Like even before the brain injury, before the stroke, like I would not be like, again, I was never able to like meditate because like 2 minutes in, I'm like, ooh, shiny, and I think of like all kinds of weird, strange things. So like now that I meditate, I think I could focus in a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know. Like I'd be, halfway through a paragraph and I just start thinking about things that aren't what I'm reading. So yeah, it's difficult.
So I think it's a really cool idea when you're in recovery. Part of your recovery process is finding what works for you because, it's not linear and it's not cookie cutter. So not everything helps everyone. So it's fairly interesting because you have me, I like delve and it's very helpful for me to read and to like sit in that world and just constantly be reading in order. One, as a writer, it helps better me as a writer because the more I read, the better my writing becomes. But, for someone who's not a voracious reader or who can no longer focus on reading, audiobooks is an excellent way to maintain that kind of, I was going to say like reader awareness, but like kind of be able to still be involved. Because I'm sure for a lot of people trying to delve back into reading, and especially if you're a nerdy person, so that's like fantasy and sci-fi, that's a tome. That book is hundreds of pages. It's involved, it's in depth, and it can be super intimidating where you just have to write it completely off because you're like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
So, part of developing your recovery strategy is if you were a reader, but that no longer is possible for you, maybe it's audiobooks and vice versa. Maybe before, now that's too much stimulus is the sound.
Yeah.
And so maybe now you need to go into the written word of it.
Oh.
And then if all else fails, you just watch a movie.
Yeah, that's true. I'm an avid movie watcher. But yeah, it's well, you know what it is? I think I have a really good imagination, but like I'm a very visual person,
That's just an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
Yes.
These are hashtag facts.
Oh.
So
visual, you're reading.
Well, yeah, but you're looking at the exact same things and it's like, oh, so I remember I read Tombstone. I actually did read Tombstone. Okay. Because I've read like 5 books in my life. Okay. So I read Tombstone. I remember them like describing Bill.
Okay.
And then like the way they described him in the book was like a lot different than how I saw him on screen.
It's always like that.
The description was like really like, oh, okay, yeah, it was very descriptive, but I prefer to actually see the visual because in my head, it just didn't make as much sense as actually seeing the dude.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But see, that always brings up like book versus movie. We're like, okay, that character totally doesn't match. I was just talking to someone today about the quote unquote controversy. We're going to go to Harry Potter, right? When J.K. Rowling was like, I never said what race Hermione was, right? And everyone flipped out because, oh my God, the possibility.
The play, right?
Well, yeah, but just in general, the possibility that, oh my God, was Hermione Granger a black woman? Was she a mixed race woman? Like what? All she said was she had curly hair and some freckles. Like
in the play in London, is it?
I believe
they have a black chick.
Of what is it? Something of the Cursed Child or something like that. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
They have it's a black chick playing Hermione, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome. What's wrong with
but
that?
like again, that becomes what we put visually on the screen. Doesn't always match up in the description. That's why people always get pissed off sometimes when like Lord of the Rings. People were upset with Legolas, right? Or they were upset
God, that's a very pretty man.
Right. But I mean, there's some representations of Legolas that were done before the movies that were like Legolas isn't blonde. Like just because
Wait, really?
just because he's a Sindar elf, I believe he's Sindarian.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, so Elrond is Noldor.
You are elven nerdy.
Shh. There's the Noldor, there's the Sindar, and there's the I am missing one. I believe
The Keebler? Is it the Keeblers?
no. So
Those are the ones that make the cookies, right?
stop it,
Lauren, I'm just going to say this. I've missed you terribly. I've forgotten, and it's hard to forget how nerdy you truly are.
Because I start throwing words out like Noldor.
I don't even know what that means.
That's the type of elf that Elrond's family is.
So like your nerdum like goes like super super deep because like on the
It's
surface,
so meta.
It is like everybody knows like a little bit of I know Lord of the Rings and like that guy, the elf or whatever. Like you know the tertiary characters.
Well,
You
because
know what I
there's
mean?
races involved. People think that the elves are just elves, but there's races. There's three. Sylvan. That's what it was. Noldor.
Sylvan, like the Learning Center.
Yeah, actually, it's how it's spelled. There's three elf races. There's the Noldor, the Sindar, and the Sylvan elves.
Wait. So, but they all really?
Yeah, there's three different races of elves.
But what's Legolas?
He's either a Sylvan or a Sindar, whichever one or the other.
What's the difference?
It has to do when they were brought to Arda, when they were brought to Earth.
Is that Earth? Arda?
Yeah, or it's
didn't
Middle
even
Earth
know
is
that.
called Arda. So it has to do when they were brought, if I remember correctly, off the top of my head. And Legolas and the Mirkwood elves, Thranduil and Orifer, they stop. I'm a nerd. Leave me alone. They were a newer branch, I believe, of the elves, where Elrond was a combination of, I think it was the Noldor and whichever one Legolas is not. The Noldor and whatever. Anyways, but yeah, that's where it comes from. So.
Wow, that's deep. Like I'm speechless. It's been a couple of weeks and I haven't been without you here by my side, which has been a bummer. It's been awesome. I had Felice on. I had my girlfriend, so we got the caregiver side and like the significant other side of like recovery and all that stuff. And that was awesome. And then I had sleep when I was up in Coachella. And
the
then we
nerd
talked
adjacent
about
opinion.
Yeah, the nerd adjacent. The like we talked music and he did like our intro song and everything, and that was really really cool. And then did my solo episode. I gotta tell you, I was a little lonely. It was weird. I was like talking to myself. I felt like a sad elf. I was just so like I'm really really happy and I feel so much better having you over here. Because you're part of my routine, and that's like the only reason. No, it's not. You're
wow,
awesome, and I love
guys,
your company.
I have to go back to Spain
and
now.
you're like one of my favorite people, and it was awesome seeing the pictures of you in Spain. Anybody out there who follows Lauren L. Manzano on Instagram, check out some of those photos. Stunning.
More to come.
You would look at these photos and be like, "There is no way that chick just named off 3 different types of elves." But she does.
I will admit, for a while, guys, in high school, I could actually write in Elvish.
Oh no!
And like I could write my name, and I could,
that is like a specific type of nerdum. Are we gonna go to like a Renaissance fair?
I'm going tomorrow.
Are you going tomorrow?
Yeah, with my family. We're celebrating my birthday.
You have to let me take you to dinner for your birthday. We have to go on a NeuroNerd date for your birthday.
Yes, I want that.
So McDonald's it is.
Wow. No. You're in recovery. We got to go healthy. So like Wendy's.
I'll get a baked potato and some chili.
But yes, that is me. I'm also the Renaissance fair type.
Well, not only that, she's a Renaissance woman, period. Like when I say Lauren does everything, Lauren can do everything.
I can't draw though.
Well, I'm sure you could.
I gotta have some limits, guys.
I'm sure you could. Even like crooked stickmen are pretty cool. So, I mean, she's an incredible writer. She's an incredible dancer.
Guys, I don't pay him to do this.
She's an
I'm
incredible
blushing.
teacher. She's and when I say she's an ass kicker, I really mean she's an ass kicker. She showed me this one thing, like if like I'm gonna attack her, and she put like her thumb in my neck, and I thought I was gonna die. So like, yeah, she's incredible. She speaks several languages, including probably Elvish. Am I right?
But I got no.
A little bit.
Not
be
anymore.
honest.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So that means you used to. Oh my gosh.
In high school, guys.
I'm struggling to
school.
speak Spanish. I'm Puerto Rican. I should know how to. I'm struggling to just get the basics there. And you're like, oh yeah, well, I forgot how to speak Elvish. So what you're saying is that
Elvish isn't actually it's a functional language.
okay, that's not true, but okay.
No, Tolkien spent an inordinate amount of time in developing his languages so that they are actually functioning languages. That means they have grammar that functions and works like a language. And there's dialects in the Elvish, and there's dialects in Dwarvish.
Have you seen what J.R. What's his name? Tolkien? The guy who did Lord of the Rings was J.R.?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, I believe so.
So have you ever seen what he looks like?
Yes.
He had a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah, no, he was a very accomplished man. He was ex-military. He'd served in World War I. I believe he was a linguist by trade.
He was a cunning linguist.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Oh God. So apparently this is what we're talking about today, which I'm loving. I love this because this is like my passion is reading and writing, is like the power of language in whatever form you in your recovery can help.
Yeah.
I really think if you think about it, children, like when women are pregnant, they're told, talk. And when they're babies, up until a certain age, you have to talk to your children.
You do.
The more you talk, the
and even
better,
in the womb.
Yeah. The more their brain develops. So that would make sense that our relationship with language after we've had an injury to the brain, language is associated with that and whatever form we can accept it in. So like Joe does a lot better with listening to things.
I do.
Right? Like me, and I've had it since I was a child where if you tell me things, especially numbers, I'm not dyslexic and I don't have the math equivalent of it, but I do have issues with hearing things in language. Like if you tell me a number, usually I switch one of the numbers. Like if you tell me like $24.32 or something, or if you give me a phone number, I usually like switch a number. But the other thing I found out from my mom, and I didn't realize it was a thing, is I have issues. There's a word with it. It's like word recognition or something like that. Like where I had to teach myself, I had to learn how to read, not by putting the letters together to create words, but it was recognizing the word in order to know what it was.
Oh, wow.
So I have problems in English, at least, with putting letters together to make the words when I was learning to read and write. But when I speak a different language like Spanish or Korean, where the sounds match the letters, then I can put the sounds together in order to create the words so I can understand. It's weird. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's an actual thing. But I have found since, recovering that it's easier now for me to make the sounds in Spanish and Korean and like put them together to really understand the words and sound it out. But I think that's really cool is our relationship with language as it pertains to our brains. Yeah,
my relationship with language is I struggle with it. I barely speak English, but I've always wanted to speak Spanish. I was stubborn because I lived in New York up until I was, I don't know, like 10, 11, whatever it was. So it wasn't a necessity to speak Spanish in New York. And then I moved to California. Yeah. It wasn't like you absolutely need to speak Spanish unless you live in like Spanish Harlem.
Okay.
Here, you can actually go into stores and no one who works there speaks English.
Yes, this is true.
It's a lot different. So, and I think I came over here, I was already like a pain in the butt. And then I was just like, I don't know. I got lazy and I was like, I don't want to learn a new language. I was old and I was stupid and I just didn't bother.
Like how old was old?
I don't know. I was like 12.
Yeah.
Like, I should have done it when I was younger, but I didn't. So, it's harder to learn as you get older. So
it has to do with your ear.
My ears are terrible.
Yeah, no, it actually, they're saying like the reason it's harder, not only because your brain has already like formed all those connections points by that age, but it also, as you get older, your hearing is less. Like your hearing goes, right? As we get older, things break.
You say?
Right? And so we have a problem hearing what's being said to us. So it's really hard to get accents right and really be able to pronounce everything correctly.
I can roll my tongue. So that I can do that. So when I can actually speak the language, I'll sound like I can speak. No, there's some people who can't roll their tongue. I think it's weird. But like I'm getting it slowly. It's just frustrating because like the retention is really, really difficult for me, especially now. So and it was almost impossible the first, I don't know, a couple of months out of the hospital. And I stopped trying to learn Spanish maybe about 3 months ago. Prior to that, I was learning it for like maybe 2-3 months straight. And I was doing okay, but then I just hit a wall. And I couldn't get past that wall. It was so frustrating. It was so it just made me, I don't know, it made me feel like I was doing something. It made me feel like I was doing something wrong, that there was something wrong with me. You know, it was like this weird, there's so much wrong with me, but something specific. And so I just kind of like, I gave up a little bit just for that second, but talked to my occupational therapist, and, you know, she yelled at me, but like in an awesome way. And now I'm just going to try to work it into the rhythm of my day. And I'm going to do what's very, very difficult. And it's try not to let things like that bum me out.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard just to say I'm reverting. It's never going to be any better. No, it is. I just have to be patient. Everything is good. Everything is fine. Everything's going to be okay. I just have to take it like a recovering addict, one day at a time.
Wow. But I think that's a very good tool. So if you're currently trying to find ways to improve or recovery, and you're kind of like, well, I'm not very creative and I can't really figure something out, learning another language makes complete sense, because when you're learning another language, you're building new neural pathways in your brain. So all of us that are with injuries to said brain, usually there's some sort of damage. Either the neural pathways are gone, they're dead, or they're damaged and still in process of healing. That's why I still have some issues remembering words, because those neural pathways, at least in English, are either still healing, damaged, disconnected, whatever. One of my students is a linguist, and this is what she studies, and she said that would make sense, which is why I have trouble remembering words. But when you're learning another language, or you already have access to that other language, and it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like a human language. It could, like I said, it could be Elvish.
It could be Elvish.
It could also be music, because music or math is another language. It's just another way to find information. So which is why when I struggle with words in English, it'll pop up in Spanish, it'll pop up in Korean or Arabic, and I'm literally like, okay, that's great. Now what the hell did that mean? So then I have to Google like what harasho. Wait, that's even Russian. I don't speak Russian. I speak very bad Russian. I speak enough to get in trouble. Like, hi, my name is. But you know.
And the curse words?
I actually don't know the curse words. I haven't wanted to learn those yet. But you then find information pockets. You find your brain has a different pathway to get to that information. So if you're trying to find a different way to, recover, attempting another language, as difficult as it is a really good way, at least I think, to try and create those new neural pathways.
Hey, I'm figuring it out right now. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
My day-to-days are exhausting.
It's
even
good
the
exercise
days
for your brain muscles.
Yeah, even the days I don't have to do anything are exhausting.
Yeah.
So, this is just a new, different type of exhaustion.
Yeah, it's mental.
It is.
It's like more like brain, like physical brain exhaustion, not like, oh, I'm not having a good day, or like I'm tired physically from working out. It's like the brain muscle is tired.
Yeah, oh my gosh, my brain muscle is always tired. It's not like I have a very big brain muscle, not the brightest dude in the world.
I'm like, mine's big.
Yes. You just ran off like 8 languages. I'm working on English.
No, do
you speak Arabic?
I speak like a 5-year-old, and I can read and write it.
That's so weird.
So that's the other thing is another attempt if you're learning to do a language. So let's say audio isn't your thing, like hearing or speaking the words, especially if like Joe was saying with rolling the R's. If you have someone who can't roll the R's, or you've had your stroke or your brain injury is at the point where it's affected your ability to speak, is maybe learning a new writing system. So if you speak anything that uses the Roman alphabet, so like any of the Italian language, or the Romance languages, English, any other languages that have adopted the Roman alphabet, try learning another one just from books and stuff like that. Like, so I've learned 3 different writing systems. Arabic uses a completely different writing system. You can and it reads right to left, not left to right, like English. Yeah.
Interesting.
Exactly. So on top of that, right? And so if you're a lefty, that's a great language to learn. But if you learn that, you can also apply it like to Iranian. Persian languages uses the same letters, quote unquote letters, but they mean different things. So like because I can read Arabic does not mean I can read Farsi. Oh my God, no, I can't. They mean different things. Korean as well. It's another writing system. Japanese, I don't speak that, but that's another writing system. The Cyrillic alphabet for Russian, and a lot of Caucasian languages that adopt that, you can use that as well. So that's another cool idea, is if you can't physically learn a new language to speak it or to hear it, is maybe try learning a different writing structure. Yeah.
The writing is weird. By the way, when I was younger,
Mhm.
when I was like a little kid in Catholic school,
Mhm.
that's why I had my stroke. Recovering Catholic.
Repression.
Issues to shove them down. I had slight dyslexia.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know that. So like when you mentioned the writing thing, I was like, oh man, that almost gave me a panic attack.
Yeah.
Because it brought me back to like when I was learning just to speak English.
Yeah.
I would see like floating letters.
Mhm.
And I remember it specifically. I would see like things like floating a little bit. And I would also like with me, P's, D's, and B's, they would always flip and turn around for me. I wouldn't really know what they were. So yeah, it's I think I've gotten better. I don't think I have dyslexia anymore.
That's great.
I think I worked through it.
Or the stroke like
maybe
fix something.
I think the stroke hit reset.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't awesome before. I think I'm like twice as awesome, right?
And humble. Humble.
Seriously, I'm the most humble person you'll ever meet. I'm like Kendrick Lamar. Humble.
Wow. Sit down. Sit down. Well, okay. So talking on the language front. In every good sci-fi, nerdy, fantasy kind of series or fandom that we can think of, there is some sort of made-up language. And so someone had like, what is your favorite made-up language? You can go anywhere from like Klingon.
Oh, Klingon. Everybody should know some kind of Klingon.
Right? Like that's a language as well. And a lot of what has happened is some languages, made-up languages that have been used that were originally created were just created on a surface level for whatever show or comic book or fandom it was made for. And fans have gone through and developed all these languages even further to the point where there are some universities that actually teach language courses on Tolkien languages or on Star Wars or Star Trek languages.
I would have absolutely taken that class and probably failed it. But I would have taken that class along with like cheese appreciation and like basket weaving. Just
underwater
basket weaving. That's right.
If you had to pick a favorite human, like a fandom language across all the fandoms,
I got
what would yours be?
Oh, absolutely. And it's going to tie in to a movie that I'm very excited to see.
Okay.
A Star Wars story, Solo.
What would you learn?
It would be, I would speak Wookiee.
Oh, that's actually not how you... Wookiee is not actually the name of the language.
What?
Yep. This is how nerdy I got into it. I have been re-inspired, guys, for Star Wars and for love of Star Wars by The Last Jedi. I don't care what you think. Come fight me. I'm like the Force.
No. I am absolutely gonna... I am not gonna agree to having anybody come fight Lauren because Lauren will hurt you. It's dangerous. Do not fight my NeuroNerd co-hosts.
But this is how much I got into it. Like I was a cursor. I would call it like a casual Star Wars fan. I really was. I will admit it. I was a casual Star Wars fan. But like I am that type of person that really loves the connection between characters and their relationship. And while Star Wars was really good on that, it was always that like the relationships. It was more about the story. It was the storyline, the adventure, the redemption. But I'm like, Rey and Kylo, I don't care.
No,
come at me.
Reylo, stop trying to make Reylo a thing.
The Force ships it. Okay? Who am I? Anyways, but Wookiee is actually not the name of the language.
What's the language?
It is called...
Wookish? Is it Wookish?
Shriir-Wook.
Oh my...
I don't know if I said it correctly. So I knew it was called Shriir-Wook, which is SHYRIIWOOK is the name of the language. That's like saying Chinese. That's like saying Chinese because like you saying Wookiee is calling them their language by what they are.
Yeah,
but they're not. So it's like saying a Chinese person is a China man.
Oh, that's so I'm being Star Wars racist?
Yeah,
I'm being Star Warsist.
So Chewie is a Wookiee who speaks Shriwook.
That's cool. And do you know what planet that they speak it on?
I did. It starts with a K?
Yep,
Kashyyyk. There you go.
Yeah, super nerdum here.
Yeah, and then according to, I just looked it up on the Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, I love Wikipedia.
There are other languages for the language of the Wookiees, also called Thaikaran and Zazik. Anyways, but yes, I did know that it's not called Wookiee, so...
Oh, you know what you can find on Wikipedia?
What?
An amazing recipe for Wookiee cookies.
Ooh, that actually sounds yummy. Can we have a cooking? Can we have a cooking episode?
Yes, we can. I think that might be like our first like video episode.
Oh, not me teaching you to twerk?
Oh yeah.
Twerking cookies.
Twerking cookies?
Yeah. I'll teach you how to twerk on cooking cookies.
We can use my little, you know what, so I have like what do you call the cookie things?
Cookie cutters?
Cookie cutters. I have a cookie cutter.
I have them. They're in ninjas. And
yes.
Yeah.
Every Christmas I make ninja bread men.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't it?
That's awesome.
So I'm gonna make like little ninja Wookiee cookies.
Okay, so you would learn Shriwook, right?
Shriwook.
That would be awesome.
I can't because I don't like. I feel like he's gargling. That. Oh my!
I did it once while I was tipsy, and it sounded pretty good.
Oh, so speaking of tipsy, I think I mentioned it last episode. Was just by myself.
No, you mentioned it.
Seriously, my favorite moment of your trip away, because I gotta tell you, it's been a very strange couple of weeks. It hasn't been the easiest to like stay super positive and like move forward, because like I did break my routine, and Lauren's a huge part of my routine and my recovery and doing like NeuroNerds and just being there as like, you know, my NeuroNerd co-host and my partner to like lean on when things get like really, really weird. So it's been hard. That sucks. And I've been like this really weird place. Not that I'm in like super depressed. I'm a little depressed. And it's been kind of a bummer, but I've been fighting through it. What made it all better is I got the greatest tipsy FaceTime call by Lauren. It was epic. I really wish I can share with you how great glassed-eyed, happy, tipsy Lauren is. Awesome. You didn't speak
funny.
Elvish, so I'm a little bummed out. Maybe next time you tipsy FaceTime me, like you'll speak Elvish.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll get right on that.
You know, if I was an elf, do you want to know what my name would be?
What would be your name?
Elvis.
Of course.
I'd be like Elvis the Elvish
Wow.
nerd.
Wow.
I'm super excited. Come on. So anyways.
I'm like, what language would I learn? If I could pick any language across the fandom.
Don't do Klingon, because Klingon, no matter what, it's like Korean. It sounds rude.
That's Chinese.
No, it's Korean.
Korean does not. Oh,
yes, yes, it does.
As a person who speaks Korean, it is not.
You sound so smooth.
I know.
It was my buddy Michael Hyun in junior high school, and his.
Is that the only Korean person you've dealt with since?
No, I had like really strong ties like with his family. I would go over, and he'd be like, "Hey, come over for dinner," and like be hanging out. His family would straight be yelling at each other, like just screaming and arguing. I'm like, oh, dude, I think I'm gonna head home. He's like, why? I was like, you know, your family's arguing. I don't want to. He's like, they're not arguing. We're all in a great mood. I was like, oh. He's like, oh, no, dude, that's just how we talk. Like it's an aggressive language.
No, it's not.
Yeah, okay.
Because then you have this thing called eggyo, which is
like egg yolk.
It's eggyo. It's the way. They're also known as K-Town girls down here. And
is that like Uptown Girls?
No, it's like it's like the girls that are like. It sounds bad. It's like arm candy girls.
Oh yeah. Hey, I went to Thailand. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And they're like this. They're like, 오빠 배고파. 점심은 먹었어.
What in the world is happening?
뭐요? I could be saying anything, and he has no idea. If you speak Korean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So what was that? It sounded sensual.
It's like bratty. It's like little girl.
Is it
like that? Like it's like when when
it
girls.
Sounds like hey.
No, it sounds like when girls are like
ay papi que rico.
Kind of. It's like when you're like it's like saying, I'm hungry. Will you buy me something to eat? So if I had to pick, I actually might pick Dothraki.
Oh, okay, because you're a huge fan of Drogo.
Yeah, hello. It's interesting. It sounds a little Arabic. It sounds a little
AKA
guttural.
Aqua bro.
Right? Oh God, let's not. But yeah, like I think if I picked one, I would want to learn Dothraki. Now I do know Dothraki is not fully developed.
Yeah, but Dothraki sounds a lot to me. The layman, it sounds a lot like Klingon. It has that very.
There is a lot of the guttural.
Yeah.
It's usually a sound that's focused towards the back of your throat. That's found.
Yeah, like you're clearing out something.
It's found a lot, like in Hebrew, Arabic. I think a little bit of German, like that kind of like that guttural sound.
That reminded me of Spaceballs. And yogurt.
Oh my God.
Where's that? Whoa. He's like, oh, you can read it. He's like, no, I'm just clearing my throat.
Wow. So yeah, that would be my fantasy language I would probably learn. So he would learn Shriwook, and I would learn Shriwook, and I would learn Dothraki.
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's any other like amazing language where I'm like, I gotta speak that.
You wouldn't want to speak
maybe Jabba the Huttian. I don't know what Jabba the Hutt is.
He's a Hutt.
But like
they speak. I think it's Hootenese is what it's actually.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like we could have a hoot nanny speaking.
Hey, we could.
You were like super like Star Wars out right now.
I do you know how much fan fiction I've like
All right,
been
so
reading?
I have a bone to pick with my Incredihosts over here. So, and you guys can pile on.
No, if you bring this up right now, I'm gonna fucking punch you.
I'm not bringing anything up other than the fact that all of these amazing nerdy movies that are like life changing to us. Please don't. I'm fragile.
Nope.
Lauren, I had
the more you tell me and the more you shame me about this, the more pissed off I'm gonna get and not watch it.
I had a brain injury. I had a stroke.
Oh my God, I don't care.
Lauren, I almost died.
I don't care.
Lauren,
I don't care.
3 out of 4 people who have the type of stroke that I had die.
I don't care.
I made it.
You're still alive. You'll survive a punch.
My brain was bleeding.
I don't care. My brain almost bled. I don't care.
Mine actually did. See, I have a scar on my head. I'm like Harry Potter. I'm the boy who lived. Look at it. Do you feel bad?
No, because if you're about to shame me right now, then no.
I'm not shaming you.
Yes,
I'm just speaking. Look.
Nope.
I'm just speaking hashtag facts.
Nope.
So when did you see The Last Jedi?
Last month.
Oh, last month. That's crazy. When did it come out?
December.
Oh, yeah. So, you know what we should also talk about? The biggest movie in the world. We should probably talk about Avengers Infinity War. So when did you see that?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, shit, that's
it's
right.
only been out for 2 weeks.
But you know what we
and
can
I've
do?
been traveling.
You know what we can do? We can talk about that cultural, life-changing movie.
How is it life-changing?
No. We can talk about the older one. We could talk about how Black Panther changed so much in cinema. So when did you see Black Panther?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
Because the more you keep telling me to see it, the more I'm not going to go watch it.
Oh,
I'm serious, dude.
So you guys are just realizing my co-host is a spiteful woman.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And the more you keep telling me, the more pissed off I'm going to get right now.
Oh my God,
for
I'm
real.
pissed off? Oh my God. I think I could actually see steam coming off of her forehead. Please don't. I'm fragile. Also, you have to see these things. I came back. I survived. So I can talk to you about these amazing movies. No? Yeah, I think I'm going to die. So
also, we don't want to talk about Infinity Wars right now because people haven't seen it.
No,
because some of us have jobs and some of us have lives and we don't have time to go watch it.
I wouldn't spoil anything without saying spoiler beforehand because I'm not a dick like Yahoo and some of these other sites that ruin everything from like Walking
Tumblr.
Dead to I can't even watch this stuff.
Instagram.
So like 2 weeks before Infinity War came out, I stopped. I turn off like all social media. I don't look at anything. I don't like focus in on anything because like I'm gonna get something ruined. Like I got Walking Dead ruined for me just by like on a story on Yahoo. I was just like, oh my God, really? So yeah, so like I tune all this stuff out. So like anybody out there, it's Lauren L. Manzano at Lauren L. Manzano on Instagram. Please shame her. Shame her into watching all these movies. And I'm getting the nastiest look right now when she can see it. So yeah. Well, anyway, I'm happy you're back. Lauren, I love you. You're my favorite person.
I've already looked up flights back to Spain.
Oh yeah. Maybe on the flights you can actually catch up on some of these movies.
Exactly. They were good.
So I'm happy you're back. I'm so thrilled. I missed you terribly. Can you now say nice things about me?
You're still alive.
Oh, that's the nicest thing. She hasn't murdered me, so that's a good thing. I'm really happy you're back. The NeuroNerds are back in effect. We are one functional brain.
I just wanted to talk about languages and the power of words and helping you in recovery. And then we quickly devolved into pissing me off.
Yeah, well, it's me. I have to poke. It's like if you have a bruise, I kind of like have to poke the bruise because.
What did they tell you about poking lions or something like that?
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know it's really, really delicious? Lion stew. Would
you
ever eat a lion?
You know I'm supposed to be Tywin Lannister, right? Like that's my personality type. So technically I'm a Lannister. So I'm a fucking lion. Don't fuck with me.
I'm the mountain.
No, you're not.
No?
No. You want to be a zombie? Sure, you can be a reanimated zombie who is a servant to Cersei, who's a servant to a lion.
Who would I be then? Do I have a
Oh my God, you can be Hot Pie.
I don't. Who's Hot Pie? That doesn't sound good.
he's the bully that gives Arya he ends up baking her something in the shape of a wolf. It's like a little piece of bread in the shape of a wolf.
Oh, I don't want to be that dude. Come on. I also don't want to be the no, wait, can I be Ramsay? I like that guy.
What's your personality type?
Not Ramsay.
No, what's your Myers-Briggs?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Awesome.
Nope. He'll have to do that so we can figure this out.
Yeah. So again, I'm very happy you're back. Your NeuroNerds unite. We're together. We are one. We Are Legion. Oh, you
No,
don't even
we're
watch,
not.
you don't
No,
even
I don't
watch,
watch Legion.
You don't watch Legion?
No.
Oh my God. So like the last episode was seriously the most mind-bending, incredible superhero episode ever. Like it explained like infinite, the multiverse.
Okay.
It was everything.
Okay.
It was everything. I'd
Okay.
say watch it. It's not going to happen.
No.
But we'll hang out more. And then you have to watch Lauren. Come on.
I don't have time.
We can make time.
No.
See what
Some
you're doing
of us
to my
are busy.
See what you're doing to my voice?
Some of us are busy.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to tell Felice to cut all this out because pissed off Lauren is not fun, Lauren.
No. All Lauren is fun, Lauren. Let's get a bottle of wine. You're going to be awesome, Lauren.
It has to come with free food.
So follow us at the NeuroNerds on all the socials. Hit me up at Joso Rocks on all the socials. Shame her at Lauren L. Manzano.
If you shame me, I'm going to come for you.
No, and she will. So don't shame her. Show her love. We all welcome her back. So happy you're back.
This is my welcome.
I'm seriously, Lauren. I'm so happy you're back.
Yes.
I'm thrilled.
I'm happy to be back too.
Despite the fact that I'm poking a lion that's gonna probably murder me.
I'm gonna start playing that song. What is it called? The Reigns of Castamere. If you're not clear,
I don't even know what that means. But again, I am so happy that I don't know what that means.
If you are a nerd, then you know the Reigns of Castamere played before the Red Wedding.
Oh,
and shit got real.
Yeah, that's the darkest episode in the history of television. So the NeuroNerds, we are here to help. We are one again. And
begrudgingly, but yes.
But yeah, begrudgingly. You have no choice. We're one functioning brain. On that note, we love you guys. Reach out to us and we will talk to you soon.
Tell us what your favorite language is, because that's what I actually care about.
NeuroNerds out.
Bye.